This episode is brought to you by GENESYS Network. Get ready for the blockchain revolution with GENESYS, introducing G-Chain, the ultimate solution for security, scalability, and speed. With 33 validators and 467 support nodes, G-Chain guarantees reliability and security. And thanks to staked proof of authority consensus, you'll enjoy shorter block times and lower fees. G-Chain is EVM compliant, allowing you to use all existing Ethereum tools. But wait, there's more. The first pre-sale for the GENESYS token begins May 5th with only 330,000 coins at a discounted rate of 87 cents, normally $1.85. Mark your calendars for the official MXC, BitForex, and PTB exchange launch on July 15th. Don't miss out on this excitement. Join the G-Chain revolution today.
This my Toshi. So tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can be double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis.
Yeah, that's where you need to get the real news at. Stop messing with them lames out there. CBTV. Let me out of here. Pop.
Fuck it. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it live. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis with yours truly, Crypto Blizzard. All right, round of applause again. Hope everyone's doing well out there. We got 15 people in the building right now. Let's get those thumbs up. I don't know how many thumbs up we got right now. I don't know, but we got to have at least 15. So I need you to go ahead and click that thumbs up for me right now on that screen before we get into the things that we're going to be talking about today. Hey, what's going on? I saw something from Mexican Charlie Lee. Round of applause to Mexican Charlie Lee. This is a guy here, ladies and gentlemen, that has stuck to his guns over, 4 years now. He's been Litecoin. He's been asking CB for 4 years now, 5 years. When is Litecoin going to hit $1,000? Well, my friend, I got an article for you today. I'm sure you know about this, but hey, I'm looking at Litecoin as definitely a coin that will outperform Bitcoin, of course. Most altcoins will in the next bull run, but it will shock a lot of people, I think. I really think it will shock a lot of people. We'll talk about that here in a second. My man said at the Hulk Hogan slip up on yeah. Isn't that classic, man? He wants me to play it again, guys. We're gonna go ahead and play Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
There you go, Charlie Lee. Microsoft is coming for Ethereum. We'll talk about that in today's episode as well. Make sure you guys, again, take that time before we get into the nitty gritty and smack that thumbs up for me right now, like Mo from the Three Stooges. Do it right now, please. Smack it, smack it, smack it. What we got in the building today? Cryptophasia is in the house. Mr. Sakila is in the building. Omnibone is in the house. I got a Omnibone chat message I'm going to go over here in a little bit. We've got Wisdom Bars, YouTube premium member. Should have started with those individuals first. Voice Crypto, YouTube premium member. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview I did with the one and only Gareth Soloway. I'll be putting snippets of that out this week and probably going ahead and releasing the whole video this weekend or maybe Monday. I was on a live spaces with Mr. Gareth Soloway yesterday at 7 p.m. If you missed that, go back in my timeline on Twitter. Check it out. Excellent panel. It was put together by, I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. She put it together. It was co-hosted by Gareth Soloway and David Lynn. You guys know David from, what's the show? The network. Kitco. He used to be the anchor over at Kitco News. He's now doing his own thing. He was co-host last night. I was on the panel with like 4 or 5 other individuals. Great conversation. So looking forward to doing more of those with my guy, Gareth Soloway. Round of applause for him. So before we go any further, I do have to offer you guys a great deal. I'm doing a little partnership with Fair Desk, Blood Analytics, offering you guys some deep discounts, or actually some deep rewards. So what does that mean? Okay, so basically, if you deposit at least $4,000, we're giving you $150 in deposit rewards. Those rewards go against your losses up to 60% of each loss, up of course until that 150 is depleted, or whatever deposit reward you have is done, and it goes against your trading fees. So again, click the link in the description below, sign up, and you will be eligible for those various amounts of deposit rewards, as you guys see, all the way up to 6,500. You deposit 150K with Fair Desk, they are giving away $6,500 in bonuses. Again, that goes against your losses. Okay. And if you want to go a step further, you can also sign up for Blood Analytics. It is auto trading over there on Fair Desk, so you don't have to do or lift a finger. Well, you don't want to do a finger. I hope not. But you get what I mean there. All right. So Blood Analytics, link in the description below as well. Sorry I didn't do the Cinco de Mayo promo last weekend. Kind of forgot. But I will have another one very soon. But if you don't want to wait and you want to get in on the action now, I can give you 50% off the 6-month and 12-month subscriptions. If you sign up with Fair Desk with that link in the description, deposit at least $1,000, send me your UID number from your Fair Desk account, and then I will generate a 50% off code for you for the 6-month and 12-month subscription. So that is also available for you. Now, follow me over on Twitter. That is where I am most active, guys. Trying to get that Twitter follower count above 11,000. I'm at 10,900. Jumped 100 or so after last night's live stream, Twitter Spaces with Gira Salaway. Had a great time there. So we're on our way, ladies and gents. We are on our way. How many do I have exactly? Not 10,922 followers. Let's get to the 11,000 follower mark for Crypto Blood. Will we do it, please? You can also follow me on Rumble. Don't have nearly as many followers on Rumble, but hey, got to start somewhere, right? So follow me on Rumble. If they decide to ever machine gun Kelly me on YouTube, this is where you'll find all my content. I'll also be placing uncensored content here. I think we're going to be doing something with Rice TVX very soon. So look out for that as well. I just dropped a link to Rumble in the chat room, and I might as well go ahead and drop the link to my Twitter in the chat room as well. Let's see what we got here. Omnibone said Booker spoke from the soul. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. He was serious about that one. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Mr. Sakila said, looking forward to GS interview. Yep. Yo, Blood, what's this about Microsoft? We're going to get to that, DCF. Very interesting little partnership they got going on. I'll give you the details on that here in a minute. Microsoft about to add their raisins and walnuts to crypto potato salad. Yeah, we'll see. Lazarus Hand in the house. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. So before I get going, I know you guys saw the promo, the video, or maybe you didn't. The commercial that started at the beginning of the video, the live stream. Last day for the pre-sale, guys. This is an opportunity for you to really potentially see a nice move up from purchasing these tokens, because the pre-sale is at 86 cents. They're going public. The public sale price will be $1.86 when they eventually go live in about a month and a half or so. But the pre-sales are going on now. First round ending today, or tonight, I should say. So please take advantage of that. Minimum is only $20, 20 USDT. Okay, link in the description below for that as well. So the pre-sale for GENESYS is ending tonight. They will be listed July 15th on BitForex, PTB, and MEXC. That's a huge one. MEXC's got a lot of volume. So, hey, where there's increased or additional volume or liquidity added to a market that has none, I'm just saying the price could go up. It could go up. So definitely check that out. Minimum is 20 USDT. Max you can spend on from one wallet is 1,000. Try to keep the whales down. All right. So definitely check that out before that ends tonight. Shout out to the GENESYS team. I'll be joining them out in Indianapolis next week for VCon. I'm gonna go check those guys out at VCon. I'm like, man, you guys are hitting me hard, man. I'm supposed to be in Miami, but hey, we're gonna try to do some business while we're out there in Indianapolis at VCon. Again, pre-sale going on right now, ends tonight. So check that out, guys. Check that out. Word of the day is, let's see if I can pull it up today. Pervicacious. Wow, pervicacious. Have you guys heard of that one? Well, it simply means someone who's stubbornly or overly stubborn. Okay, so someone or something that is overly stubborn. What's pervicacious to you guys in this crypto space right now? Let me know. Is it the price of Bitcoin? Is it the price of cryptos? It seems pretty stubborn. I'm on the bear side. You guys saw the live stream, the Twitter space last night. I was bold about my position on crypto. I think we're heading lower, but you know, my thesis is really being tested right now. Price of Bitcoin is pervicacious for sure. Julio is in the house. Let's see what she has to say. It when CB and Rice collab call it Gumbo Rice. That is hilarious. A round of applause for that. If I was on Twitter, I'd show my support, not on any social media. Hey, I don't blame you, man. Do your thing. Keep your mind clear. Keep your mind clear. Omnibone, Gensler is pervicacious about crypto. Pervicaciously against crypto. Yeah, absolutely. Round of applause for Omnibone for that one. Omnibone said here earlier, I bet Microsoft used ChatGPT to help them finalize their blockchain. I would laugh my ass off if it pulled a Solana Windows 95 on its investors. He said, I'm listening though. Man, do you understand? That was the first thing I thought of. When I saw this headline, I said, you got to be kidding me. Literally, I've been joking for months about Solana being the Windows 95 of blockchains. And lo and behold, Microsoft is literally about to do a blockchain. Round of applause for that. Cryptonomics prediction. Take a look at Crypto Slate really quickly. Do a hard refresh. Bada boom, bada bing. We're at $1.14 trillion in the market cap right now. Bitcoin had a huge dump earlier, and I'll show you exactly the area. It really, for me, what it does, guys, is reinforces my TA. You'll see what I mean. It made a huge dump right at a line of resistance I had, which does reinforce that my TA is correct at this point. Not saying that, things couldn't change out of nowhere, a catalyst to breach and take us above that support, or I should say resistance area. But as of right now, it definitely gives me a point. Okay. We'll talk about that. But again, markets did take a deep dive for a brief moment there. Looks like it's recovering a little bit. As you guys can see here, earlier today, about 3 hours ago, boom, it was a huge dump. I think one entity made this move happen. Okay. In 1 hour, we dropped almost 5%. Now, we have since recovered a decent chunk of that. But to me, this is a violation of the technicals, like from a structurally, standpoint. This here is very bullish. I should say bearish. I'm sorry. Very bearish to see this traverse. I was surprised to see the pop. Then we turned around 3 hours later, 4 hours later, and dropped even further than the pop was. It basically was damn near a bearish engulf candle. It pretty much took out everything in the past 3 days. almost touching the bottom of the channel that I have drawn here. So again, the TA is intact. We are seeing a move up, which is, a little surprising to me, but I think the damage is already done. I don't think we'll see another high above this region of $28,300 Bitcoin. I think we head lower to test the bottom of the channel. You can kind of put both the bottom of this red box and the yellow line at $26,500 Bitcoin. You can just group that all together. That's one area of support, hopefully, for you bulls. But I personally think we head lower all the way down to $24,000 Bitcoin. You see that orange line there? That's where we're going, ladies and gents, in my opinion. I'm going to change that color. All right. That's where I think we're headed. So we'll just have to see it play out. Be patient. Be patient. Again, let's see here. The XRP case seems pervicacious when it comes to a timely outcome. All right, round of applause for that. Meet up. I want to be on CBTV. Absolutely. I'll let you know. Coming this summer. Coming this summer, my friend. Will Microsoft's token be considered a security? It better. Yeah, we're going to get into that, man. I'm not sure if they even have a token or how that's being all planned out, but we're going to get to the nitty gritty on that. So this morning we did have, I told you guys to watch Wednesday because that could be, some important moves in the market on. And actually, let's go back to the chart really quickly because that happened. The pump happened at 8 o'clock. Would have been 8:30. Yeah, so that's where we saw the pump in Bitcoin right after this news right here. CPI month to month came in as forecast, but year to year CPI came in slightly lower than forecast, meaning this is bad for the economy, but potentially good for those that think that Powell will pivot or pause. Me, not really. This doesn't mean it. 0.1% off. I mean, I don't know what the margin of error is for these, and they revise them every month. But I just, a year to year CPI is not going to be, it's going to have a lot of lag in it versus a month to month. And I just don't see this being enough for, Jerome to say, hey, we are going to pause, because core CPI month to month was at above forecast at 0.4. So I think it was just a wash. I'm not convinced that this is going to make Jerome pause, Powell pause. I don't see it. If he does pause next one, he will surely be getting that 25 basis point rate hikes back up before the end of the year, in my opinion. Shout out to Brokoshi No De Niro for tuning in. Round of applause to him. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. So yeah, tomorrow we do have something that we need to pay attention to, core PPI. Again, I think the Feds like to look at this number more than the CPI. So it'll be interesting to see what this number comes out to be tomorrow at 8:30. Maybe another little pop or drop in the markets. But the markets have, or actually the markets were much further down as far as the Dow Jones. Dow Jones was down almost 1%, I think, earlier today, or 0.5%. It was down 100 and something points. Looks like it's recovering. S&P is up. NASDAQ is up. VIX is down big. So, tech stocks and NASDAQ rise after cooler than expected inflation report. So says CNBC. They got to make up a reason for everything. So, don't take what they say with any validity at all. Take it with a grain of salt, because they have to come up with a reason to act like they know the reason. Can't say we don't know, and then you look like you don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. It's okay to say you don't know why it went up, but you can't do that in, media. So it is what it is. Dixie 101.43, still holding that 100, 101 area. Man, it is being very pervicacious from dropping. It's holding that bottom, that floor, guys. So we'll see what happens. Let's get to the news though. Bitcoin developer calls to block ordinals BRC20 tokens from the network. Who does this? I sure in the hell hope that the rest of the Bitcoin developer team isn't on board with this, because this is just straight censorship. What? So it looks like the meme coin NFT trading phenomenon has hit Bitcoin, guys, the Bitcoin network caused by ordinals. And that has, as you guys know, led to a huge spike in transaction fees and blockchain congestion. So Luke J. No, wait a minute. Is this the Luke that got robbed for his stash? I believe so. This is the same core developer that lost like $2-3 million worth of Bitcoin right before the new year, or right after. I can't remember. It was right before or after. I reported on it, but he was hacked. He doesn't know how. I told you guys that these types of things might start happening, because as the cryptography world goes into the quantum side, as these quantum computers become better and better, you might start to see these one-off hacks with no explanation. Who knows? But Luke Jr. or Dash Jr. said that developers and miners should be implementing what he calls spam filtration as part of the Taproot transactions to block ordinals and BRC20 tokens. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think we should be blocking anything? Should we be filtering out anything? I'm not too sure about that. Voice Crypto said, I kind of agree. The fees went crazy. It's happening. It's happening because these people aren't the smartest or get caught slipping. Yeah, very true. He said here, action should have been taken months ago. Spam filtration has been a standard part of Bitcoin Core since day one. So the developer wrote that a change must be imposed either through what they call a BIP, or a Bitcoin improvement proposal, or as an update to the network's core client that node operators and miners run to validate transactions. That would be, to me, to update the core client would be a little harder, because it will require majority of the network to make that change, if I'm not mistaken. Dash JR went on to note that in an email that the filter could be implemented immediately as a bug, quote unquote, bug fix, and doesn't need to wait for the major release or a soft fork. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? I'm not a fan of this at all. Frank over here, Frank D. God said Bitcoin devs are trying to cancel ordinals. Yeah, this is unacceptable. And honestly, from my research here, guys, the rest of the community is not for this. So Luke Dash JR is pretty much by himself on this, and we'll take a look at what someone else, an OG dev, said in a second. DGod's NFT project founder Frank shared the email, which received harsh criticisms from folks on crypto Twitter, as it should. So a guy here, I doubt that other devs will take him seriously based on their precious comments that Bitcoin was working as expected if people are submitting their valid transactions. Yeah, I don't think so. So Jason Lobson, CTO of Casa, refuted any claims that Luke represents the entire development community by saying LOL at anyone who tries to claim that Luke is representative of anyone other than Luke. I agree with that. So I'm glad that, this is not picking up steam, and it shouldn't. Hey, you gotta deal and roll with the punches. You gotta innovate. If the demand for a new tech stack on top of Bitcoin is bogging down the network, well, damn, you need to really think about changing some things, increasing block sizes or times or something. You got to roll with the punches. You got to move with the times. And it's been too long since we've made real progress with Bitcoin layer at the base layer with the development team. They need to really start to think about implementing things at the root level as far as expanding or increasing bandwidth and throughput on the blockchain, on Bitcoin's blockchain. It's just because even without ordinals, if just a slither of the population of the United States, let's just isolate it to the United States. Just if a fraction of them said, I'm going to start using Bitcoin, guess what? I would say even less than 1%. If we decided to use Bitcoin on a daily basis, 24-hour basis to make transactions, it would freeze up. It would the queue would be backed up for probably weeks, and fees will be out the roof. So Omnibone says BTC needs a side chain. Something, man. I mean, I know Lightning Network isn't considered a side chain. I personally don't like Lightning Network. I'm not a fan of it at all. But yeah, something needs to change. Bitcoin is too centralized. They're going to protect its current utility, which is nothing. Exactly. They hate Lightning. They hate Ether. Will make a freaking side chain. Yeah. Round of applause. Omnibone on that one. Wilson Bar said no. It's a small minority that wants ordinals. It needs to be done right, but in general, most people don't want ordinals. I didn't know that. Let me know if that's the case. What Wisdom Bar is saying is that true? Is that representative of the Bitcoin community? I know Max Kaiser doesn't, but come on, man. We got to do better. We got to do better. Next article. Let's see what the next article is. Get rid of that highlight. Michael Saylor, on the other hand, thinks Bitcoin ordinals are a catalyst for adoption. Is it really? I tend to disagree with him on this one, guys. Because how is Bitcoin or ordinals a catalyst for adoption when it is hindering adoption? If ordinals are going wild and get more usage on the network, it becomes more popular. How is that a catalyst when it's going to bog down the network, cause fees to be astronomically high? There is no incentive. There's no good PR to an everyday person that's maybe using Cash App or Venmo or some other TradFi application that doesn't need wait times are instant. You pretty much get your money instantly. So I'm not too sure there, Mr. Saylor. Not too sure with that argument. He roped in bank failures, hyperinflation, regulators calling the asset a commodity, and whenever, quote unquote, a company like MicroStrategy buys another 100 million worth of Bitcoin as similar catalyst for adoption. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I agree with them. Let me know what you guys think about ordinals being some type of catalyst for adoption for Bitcoin. No, it actually makes Bitcoin look bad. It makes Bitcoin look not up to speed and ready for showtime. In March, another programmer created you guys probably know about these already, the BRC20 token standard atop ordinals on Bitcoin, sparking a flurry of meme coins on the market. And guess what? Yesterday, the market capitalization for all BRC20 tokens hit 1 billion. Round of applause for that. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Bitcoin is in a pickle here, and it leads the way. It opens the door for Mexican Charlie Lee's coin. I'm just saying. We'll talk about what Litecoin is doing and the metrics, and I did touch on this a couple weeks ago. Well, I'm gonna touch on it again. What's going on with Litecoin, because there are some positive news and stats that are coming out the Litecoin network based on what F-ups we're seeing on the Bitcoin network. Just saying. Omnibone said 1 + 1 = 11 for Michael Saylor. Yeah. He's so smart, he's dumb. You ever met somebody like that? Crypto bros made over $1 trillion out of thin air. Brad Sherman today. They'll accuse the U.S. government of making money out of thin air, and maybe we do, but we're the U.S. government. Yeah. What's the use case for ordinals? For me, Bitcoin is working as it should be. Well, the use case, it doesn't matter what the use case is. If this is going to be a permissionless, open blockchain, anybody, any he, she, it, plus QTB should be able to do whatever they want on this open permissionless network. So it doesn't matter what it is. The network needs to be able to handle it. The network needs to continue to run as normal. And I just see this becoming an issue. This may be a black swan for Bitcoin. What if it gets so bad that it completely bogs down and but puts a queue on Bitcoin transactions that may go out a couple weeks? What then? I guess the markets are self-correcting, okay? And if nobody can move anything, then even BTC or BRC20 tokens and ordinals will stop moving. Thus, people will stop using them. I mean, that's the only game theory outcome I can see from that. BTC needs to have the same useless uses ETH had back in 2017 to now to forward its development. Yes, there you go. Spot on. Round of applause for Mr. Tequila. Remember when Ethereum and other chains, EOS, they had a whole bunch of spamming attacks. They got through them. They made some changes. They improved the network. This is what Bitcoin needs to do instead of crying and trying to ban spam. No, that's not the right way to mitigate this, in my opinion. Binance, let's talk about what's going on with crypto companies in the US. I got 2 articles for that. Might not surprise you. Shouldn't, but it should make you upset. Out of beincrypto.com, Binance sets sights on the UK amid US crypto crackdown. Now, this isn't any surprise to us. Shouldn't be. All right. Binance has long had issues with the US. US is really still trying to attack them to this day. But we shouldn't be surprised at this, okay? Binance executive adds his voice to the rising chorus denouncing the harsh U.S. regulatory regime. So Chief Strategy Officer, Patrick Hillman, sees the UK as a more favorable and forward-thinking environment. So he criticized U.S. regulations while expressing interest in the United Kingdom as a preferred regulatory environment. The jurisdiction's proactive engagement and positive industry feedback have made it an appealing alternative to the USA. Hillman is far from the only voice in crypto space to express frustration with the state of things in America. Hillman also suggested that the UK may become Binance's destination of choice in the future. At the event, he said Binance would do, quote unquote, everything we possibly can to be regulated in the UK. So round of applause to Binance being fluid and being ready to move on a dime. They don't even have a headquarters at this point, a fixed headquarters. So I love that. That's what's up. But we're seeing this from Binance. Sure, we shouldn't expect that. I mean, we should expect that. We should expect this rhetoric from Binance. But what we shouldn't expect, and that was shocking to me, this is just out. Oh, Galaxy Digital. Yep, they're out of here, people. Mike Novogratz has had enough. He's had enough, man. He should probably remove that tattoo he's got on his arm. But that's another one. Talk about that. Galaxy Digital plans to shift operations offshore due to increasing U.S. hostility towards the crypto industry. The firm's CEO describes a regulatory quote-unquote headache and expects it to continue. This is just so sad, man. We are just this, what we're witnessing here as American citizens is the fall of a great nation. And honestly, I think it's so far in motion it really can't be stopped at this point. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't see it changing. I really don't. You got retarded politicians on both sides of the aisle, more so the Democrats by a wide margin. But hey, Republicans, what are you doing? Why are you just letting them run over the party? So I got to blame both sides. You know, the Democrats are being the demons they are, and the Republicans are being the pussies they are. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but it is what it is. Galaxy Digital will shift more operations offshore due to increasing U.S. hostility towards the crypto industry. It is far from the only entity that's doing this too. We just talked about Binance, and we've seen other ones, smaller ones that haven't touched the headlines. But yeah, this is going to continue to happen. This is going to continue out of Coinbase. They're moving to the Bermudas. Like, this is a pattern that we're going to continue to see, and I don't see it changing. I don't think any of the politicians have the political willpower to. Well, first of all, we're so divided in this nation that, you know, even with a lot of the Republicans that are pro crypto, they want to ban CBDCs. I'm loving that. I'm loving that rhetoric from the right, but it's so divided. There'll never be anything that's accomplished. Nothing. It'll be gridlock. Hell, we can't even raise the debt ceiling. So what makes you think they're going to get on one accord with being favorable to a technology stack that is a direct competitor to their nonsense? It is a direct competitor to their irresponsibility. That shit can never happen, ladies and gents. So, got to move elsewhere. And that's what Galaxy Digital is doing, Binance, Coinbase. And I'm just waiting on Kraken to just go ahead and crack, succumb to it as well. We'll see. What hasn't succumbed to the blockchain congestion is Litecoin. Round of applause. Litecoin has become the beneficiary of the Bitcoin ordinals craze. So Litecoin transactions, get this, guys. I talked about this when it actually eclipsed the transactions of Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago. I reported on this. It has now hit an all-time high of 570,000 transactions. Its transaction fees, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty on this, are a fraction of Bitcoin's. And guess where Litecoin is sitting right now? It's down. What's up the last 24 hours? But the last 30 days, down 16%. So these are the types of things you want to look at. It's at $80 right now. I can see Litecoin at $800. I really can. I can see Litecoin at 800, 1600. A 20x from here will be 1600. I can see it at $1600, guys, easily. So I'm just, I'm not telling you to buy, but I'm just telling you to read between the lines and begin to look at the activity of these blockchains, not the market cap of these blockchains. That shit means absolutely nothing. I'm going to bring up really quickly blocktivity.info. This is the site I used to use a lot when I would keep track of what's going on with a lot of the EOS.io chains. But this is a site, and I'll try to find more sites like this. There was another site that I used to take a look at as well. I can't remember it right now. Very similar to these metrics, but basically it orders the coins based on its activity, its throughput on the blockchain, not its price, not its market cap. Okay, I'll find that other website and drop it in the description. Well, I'll find the other website and put it in the chat room the next time I do a live stream and find it. But Mexican Charlie Lee said, "You got the right numbers, Cat." There you go. There you go. So I'm a huge fan, have been, but now we're starting to see, it takes some time. It takes some time for people's cognitive dissonance to wear off. And maybe we're getting to that point. Litecoin transactions have surged to an all-time high of $576,000 on May 9th, according to BitInfoChart's data. Moreover, the move coincides with the massive spike in Bitcoin network activity this month. Litecoin transaction fees remain a fraction of those for Bitcoin. The average daily transaction fees on the Litecoin network were just a third of a penny. That was just yesterday. A third of a penny compared to, let's take a look at Bitcoin's fees, still over $20 a transaction, ladies and gentlemen. Put my Bernie Mac voice on. $20, motherfucker. They were even higher than average Ethereum fees at one point. This don't make no damn sense. Because Ethereum is horrible. $18? Come on. $18. This is not for all you people out there talking about Bitcoin is going to free the third world and it's going to free my third leg. That's what it's going to do. This is nonsense, people. Let's just come to reality here. This is not scalable. Ethereum, Bitcoin price, this and really still there's really no one using these blockchains. No one's using them. Go out on the street right now, ask a random person, have they moved Bitcoin or used the blockchain to send money to one wallet from one wallet to another? And I guarantee you 99.99% of people are gonna say no. No. I mean, they may have bought someone one of these exchanges, Robinhood, they might have bought some to speculate on, but nobody's using it. Nobody's using it. What is a good transaction fee price? I mean, look at sub a penny is good. I'm good with sub a penny. I remember like Bitcoin was supposed to be great for microtransactions. You can't do a microtransaction. Hell, it costs more to send Bitcoin than it does for a merchant to accept Visa, MasterCard, and Amex. They charge $3 per transaction plus a percentage of that transaction. But come on now. Just unacceptable. I'm sorry. CB is going to keep it real, ladies and gents. As Mr. Sakila says it here. Round of applause to him. Recognizing real. That's why you come here, ladies and gents. Not for the rinse and repeated message that you hear from crypto influencers and channels day after day after day. You ain't getting it here. You're getting something different. Protos, Pepe creator Matt Fury says he didn't know Pepe coin even existed. Now I'm wondering what he is going to do about this. Do you guys recall? I actually talked about in parallel the situation that happened back in the day when I first got into crypto. I think it was probably like in 2014, though, this happened, maybe a year into crypto. There was a coin called Kanye coin. And ultimately, Kanye sued the maker of that coin, pressured them to pretty much kind of shut down. And so I'm wondering if this is a potential fate. Will Pepe coin follow in that fate that the Kanye coin did back from 2014? I'm just saying, this is something to think about. I don't know how in today's day and age, do we know who created the Pepe coin? Is it anonymous or not? Let me know in the comments. Really can't stop it. With DEXs. See, back then in 2014, there weren't any real DEXs. Everything was a centralized exchange for the most part. Liquidity was just too small, and I don't even think people had broken through and discovered and figured out how to do these smart contracts and all that stuff to have it decentralized like that. So most of the exchanges back then were centralized, so it was easier to kind of ring fence. But nowadays, I don't think it's possible. So I would say he might try to, but I think it will be unsuccessful. But him even attempting to, because it's such a thinly traded market and pumped up and held by whales, it could really hit the price of Pepe coin severely. Won't stop it, but it definitely could hit it severely. Mr. Sakila says ETH was just about unusable, I think he's saying, back in 2017. Today it's for the rich. Everything crypto was supposed to get away from. Agreed. Oh, greed of developers will always suffice, just like all the biggest blockchains. Good point. He may not be able to sue the creator of PP coin, but they can go after exchanges that list it. Right. They can. Which again, it will affect the price of Pepe coin greatly, but it won't stop it. And that's the way it should be, to be honest with you. That's the power and beautiful thing of blockchain technology. This one's real quick. I just want to show you guys. I'm going to bring this up to Ted Seidel. I don't know if you guys remember Ted Seidel. I've had him on numerous of times on the channel. He was at one point the world's largest whistleblower. His awards totaled up to $75 million. He collected from the SEC and another regulatory group for, pointing out some bad actors in the TradFi space. Well, as of late, this is insane. This is like winning the Powerball. The SEC gives one whistleblower a record $279 million for providing information that led to enforcement actions. Boy, if you telling me snitching don't pay off my G, oh my God. Round of applause for this snitch right here. I mean, good God almighty. $279 million. I don't know the details of what project or company this person whistle blew on or over, but this was a big payday for that individual. Okay. Just wanted to give you guys that heads up. Now, out of CoinDesk, U.S. crypto exchange Bittrex files for bankruptcy in Delaware, ladies and gents. Oh my God. They've been Ricky. They've been Ricky by the Steal Every Coin commission, guys. It's over. Bittrex, by the way, OG exchange. Used them for a little bit back in the day, but they started kind of getting a little shady in regards to being, when I say shady, they started to comply too much for me. They wanted your birth certificate, your blood sample, to prick your finger, all this type of. I'm like, whoa. We can go somewhere else with our business. And that's what we did. So yeah, Bittrex is out of here, people. Bittrex already announced its intentions to exit the US, but also faces an SEC enforcement action. I don't know if filing for bankruptcy kind of wipes out that debt obligation if they lose. I don't know how that works. I'm not a lawyer, but I did want to let you guys know it is over for Bittrex. And again, this just shows you more and more companies are leaving the United States, guys. And maybe that's a good thing. Crypto was intended, not really. I mean, it was intended for anyone who wanted to be self-sovereign and have their own control over their money and control and have bearer assets. Sure. But ideally, it really does do better for those in third world countries. It benefits and behooves them even more than it does us. So it is what it is, but RIP a bit. Omnibone says here, down goes another one. Yeah. Yep. Used it back in the day too, man. Sad. So let's go ahead and get to the final subject article today out of payments.com. Goldman and Sachs and Microsoft to test blockchain's future in financial services. So what are we talking about here? So several firms have banded together to leverage blockchain. In addition, well, we know that the roster includes Goldman Sachs, Microsoft, Deloitte, and others who announced in an announcement. Really? Come on, payments. You got to do better than that. That they would launch the what they call Canton Network and started testing new features in July. Name. They could have done better with that. In Tuesday's announcement, the firm said that the blockchain would provide, quote unquote, a decentralized infrastructure that connects independent applications built with DAML, digital assets, smart contract language. The end result, as the company said, is to create a network of networks that link a range of firms and financial activities. Per the release, Canton will help financial markets to interoperate with the appropriate governance, privacy, permission, and controls required for highly regulated industries with a quote unquote safer and reconciliation free environment where assets, data, and cash can synchronize freely across applications. So, guess what this sounds like to me? Where are my XRP army men at and women? Where you at? Guess what this sounds like to me? Something the government would use over XRP. Round of applause for that. Yet another example of why XRP will never be used by the government. Let's just think about this for a second. So you telling me the government is going to sue XR Ripple, tie them up in court for years? It's been a year and some change now. They're going to sue them, then turn around. They're going to win, by the way, I think. SEC is going to win against Ripple. So they're going to win against Ripple, turn around, and then use Ripple. Negative. Come on now, people. Let's use some common sense. Let's use some common sense, please. Some high profile shutterings. So yeah, so I don't know really exactly the details in regards to this blockchain, but it looks like it's going to be something that's set up that will assist in CBDC. Sounds like exactly what Ripple was trying to do. So yeah, I see a project like this where there is no way for the common folk to benefit from, right? That's how they like to set up things. There's no way for the common folks to benefit from this. Therefore, that's why this will be used. There's no token. You can't go buy it. Hey, your mama, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your uncle, Rufus, and all of them go buy it and hope and wait for everyone else to rush in after they announce the CBDC on it. Not happening. So this is how the rich get richer. It's how they ring fence that. I'm sure Canton Network, as you guys see here, it's owned by Deloitte, or is a partnership between Deloitte, Microsoft, and some others. Hey man, this is Goldman Sachs, good old boys club. So I'm sure people who are qualified investors potentially have the ability to buy this on the secondary market, or in private equity in the PE markets, and that's how the rich get richer. Omnibone said, not an XRP head, but the argument could be the Fed ain't the government. Well, the argument is gonna be wrong here. An announcement announce in an announcement. There you go. This might have been written by AI. I mean, round of applause. I mean, it did pretty well, if you ask me. It did well. It was probably written by a human. That's the sad part. AI would have done better. But Windows 95 blockchain literally is coming to fruition. Cryptodamus strikes again, ladies and gents. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. make sure you also keep yourself pervicacious out there in these streets. All right, Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. Yeah, holla.
This my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. This my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. Yeah, that's where you need to get the real news at. Stop messing with them lames out there. CBTV. Let me out of here. Pop. This my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis, this my two Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. This my two Satoshis.
Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.